Bum, 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 bum. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. That's my intro for Seinfeld.
That's pretty good, actually.
Pretty good. Well, hey, what's going on, Josh?
Oh, not much. Fires and things.
Fires. Yes, lots and lots of fires. Too many fucking fires, for that matter. These goddamn lightning strikes need to stop. Otherwise, we're not going to have any California left.
Well, the one perk of these fires is there's so much smoke, it's blocking out the sun, so it's not 105 degrees now.
No, it's only 98.
With smoke.
It's only 98.
It's smoking hot.
With a blood sun.
Yeah, right? Every morning, and God. Yeah.
No, I remember walking out on a couple of days back. What is it now? It's fucking Thursday now? Mm-hmm. Jesus, I forget what day it is.
The 20th.
I don't usually have Fridays off, so walk out, and like it's post-apocalyptic. There's shit everywhere, and there's ashes on the ground. It's like, it's weird. It's eerie. You know, you like get in your car, you go drive away, and there's ashes all over your car. You're driving, and flakes are falling down like snow. I pulled up to the gas station to get gas before I go to work, and sure enough, it's like fucking
it's
coming
weird.
Down weird, like what's it, Silent Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude, I thought it was weird
dude?
over there.
What are we doing?
I thought it was weird in like Elk Grove, Sacramento area, and then I was driving into Vacaville right now to come do this. Like, I'm like, it's so much worse here. Like, it just weird.
Dude.
It's a weird feeling. I'm looking at the hills and stuff. Like, just like.
But the weirdest part is that the people who are, immediately, like we're lucky, or I'm lucky where I'm in my area in Vacaville,
Yeah.
so I'm dead center town. Everybody in the outskirts still, like, Tyler and all them, dude. They're just Tyler's parents, I should say, out there in the middle
having
of
the properties.
Pleasant Valley and whatnot. Man, shit is fucked up, and I'm like, that's gotta suck. And like they're talking about, out there in the country lands, back over like off of 505 and like way a little further back, Allendale, all that shit. People are just like trying to pack up all their cattle or whatever they got and try to get out of there because, I mean, you can't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, everybody's out there with like all the horse trailers and stuff. Even people come from out of town to help out.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty nasty out there. That's for sure.
No, it's no joke, dude, and it's unfortunate that it happened, but with this crazy heat wave now and this fucking rapid lightning storms we have. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a lightning storm like that ever in my life.
No, we don't ever get that here. That's normal.
It's unheard of. It was
normal
heat
weather,
lightning, right?
like,
It was like just. I mean, I didn't hear thunder at all. I didn't hear anything.
So I heard like thunder and stuff like that. Like people were hearing it a little bit out here, but I heard it in Elk Grove because I like woke up in the middle of the night and I'm just kind of looking around like, the hell is that? Oh, okay, thunder. Okay, I'm going back to bed. Yeah. Because I've heard thunder before, and I've been like done the East Coast a few times where there's a storm going on. It's like whatever. But out there, it's not dry, where the lightning hits the ground. It's like, oh, it hit wet sand or wet grass. And then here it hit just dead brush and dead, like everything, dead trees and everything. And then Golden State, Red State now. Well, it's been Red State. California, Gavin Newsom.
Hey, man.
This isn't getting political, my bad.
Oh, my God. No, what was it? We were just talking about this. Didn't they just shut down fucking all the Uber? Well, not Uber. Uber announced that they're still working. But if they're the only one open, fuck, good luck getting a ride home right now, dude. like $30 a goddamn ride. I mean, good. Thank you for staying open through all this, but fuck, now we gotta pay $45 to drive 2 miles.
Well, I think Lyft is still open too, because like right before it was gonna it was actually gonna get voted on, it got like stopped, like an appeal happened. So like everything's still gonna be running according to plan as the appeal's like doing its thing before they actually go and vote on it.
I know.
It was like right about to happen though, like where they were about to do it, like taxis only, like. What? Like how? Like so? In a time of shutting down everything, where economy's horrible, we're gonna make it where we have less jobs, because that's smart.
And that's how he's doing things. Yeah, no.
Oh, he's not getting a second term. He's just stupid, dude. Like,
no. It's like, first of all, it's getting that job is like getting a fucking being like the fucking class favorite, like everyone, you get a lot of views.
That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger won.
Because you're cool. Like I'm gonna do all this shit, I say I'm gonna do, and then I get in office and I'm like, nope, see ya.
Well, like
I'm fucking there, bro. I'm there. That's half the battle.
He also did that pay cut for like all these state employees. He just happened to forget to cut his own pay because he doesn't have any money. He just has mansions and stuff like in Fair Oaks and in like El Dorado Hills. But whatever, But yeah, there's just too much stupid shit going on, man.
Do you know anybody who's impacted by the fires? Any other people than the group of friends we know?
No, nobody I've heard of that actually has like lost a place or anything like that. Our friends, the Gates family has a ranch out there, which some people that have actually worked there before, meat cutting business and stuff out in like English Hills area.
Okay.
And they were really close to where, because Joe Gates finally just got a hold of my dad and said, hey, everything's actually good. It was a really close call, but they were fire department was able to stop it before it actually got on our property. But they did just evacuate all their cattle and stuff like that. But
okay.
Luckily, everybody I know has definitely been good to go so far.
That's good to hear.
So yeah, lucky.
Yeah, it's I find it kind of funny that I've had friends that I haven't talked to in a while. They just kind of dropped off, or they're living their lives like they should.
Yeah.
And they just randomly reached out like, "Are you alive? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," which is good. I like that. It's fun. Yeah. But then you're like, dude, where the fuck have you been for the last 6 years or 6 months? Now you care.
Yeah.
That's what it takes, a fucking fire.
It takes you burning alive till I will love you again.
That's all that matters to you. I don't know. I get it. And I get sometimes, you can get consumed in life, but hey, you know what?
Yeah.
That's the world we live in, right? Especially right now with the whole COVID shit. And all the regulations we got going on with that. That alone is already a fucking handful in itself. And it's even scarier now because, we're still learning shit. And, it's going to be a constant. I mean, I was just talking about this the other day about how, when is it going to end? If it's going to end, is it going to be one of those things where if you look at other countries, for example, fucking Japan, I think it was Japan, where people wear masks when they're sick, it's like a normal thing to do. It's normal. And then you got...
They do that in China, too, and that's where this started.
Right. Well, exactly. And my whole thing was just what's going to... Because it's going to be like that. People are going to be like, oh, cool. I can just fucking... I'm just going to wear a mask all the time. And then it's going to be like, well, it's not it doesn't have to happen. You don't have to, but people are going to do it now.
It's going to be a more common thing for people to actually start wearing masks probably down the road in the future here.
Yeah.
I
mean, in your industry, you.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to wear them more often. Yeah, inside the hospitals and everything like that. Even just going to work on their equipment. I wear them anyway. Yeah, when I'm in the ORs and stuff, I'm in scrubs and all.
Do you ever miss working at Harley? You ever miss that?
Well, they're all still wearing their masks and stuff. What I miss about Harley is just the people I was working with. It was easy.
Shut up.
It was easy to be like, hey, let's get together and just have a drink. Go out to the bar.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, there's definitely a few things. That's mainly it. It's just the social aspect of it. But the actual career-wise, it's better to be in the medical business because they ain't gonna go away. But yeah, good riddance, Harley Davidson. No, I'm just kidding. I love everybody there. It was a great place while it lasted.
Just putting away my barky dog.
Yeah, no, I kept talking.
Don't mind me.
I kept the show going solo.
That's how you know it's we're not the most G thing.
Yeah,
we're I don't have a whole studio behind me.
Yeah,
just my dog.
We have small Aussies and little Australian shepherds running around barking.
Right. But like I said, because of what's going on, like I said, now the fires add a little more stress to the plate. We're going through, which sucks.
Especially where we're supposed to be the highest numbers of COVID.
We're supposed to be.
Yeah, we supposedly are, because I'm not one of those guys that quite believes all the numbers, because I see some of the fakeness basically of it firsthand at different hospitals I work at. Where I've even had people that I know personally that have had family members die recently during this. And they have tested negative for COVID. But that is what's labeled on the death certificate. Because it doesn't have to... the physician that, says how they die, it says in the description it could be an opinion.
Oh, really?
Not even, an exact, oh, it was for sure this. They could say COVID related.
There was that, there was the whole stipulation on whether or not it was if it was COVID. They were forcing it to be COVID related because they wanted to get the numbers. They want to bump up the numbers.
Yeah,
man.
This is some rookie numbers.
Right. Numbers, there was that point where it's they had what do you call it? Underlying health issues or health whatever. And they're like, oh, we're gonna blame it on the COVID. It's like I sent you that fucking meme. That meme, that shit was fire. The Boromir and fucking
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I've been shot by arrows. It's like, no, it's the COVID. No, I'm pretty sure it's the arrows. No, you're delusional because of the COVID.
Yeah, you're delirious from the COVID-19. It's not the 3 arrows in your chest that's killing you. Well, like I think it was in Florida where they had a motorcycle accident guy, COVID death. He died from a motorcycle accident. He was labeled a COVID-19
Jesus.
death.
What are we coming to in this fucking world?
You fell off a ladder, broke your neck, COVID-19 death. That's too bad, buddy. No, I'm one of those guys that's a numbers person too. Everyone always wants to talk about, the science is this, the science that, blah, blah, blah. I ran the numbers. I like to do percentages. Top 10 countries. We're number 1 for the most sick. I'm looking at recovery rate. I'm looking at death. And the next 9 countries down have an average recovery rate of almost like 75%. All of them. We have one at 50%. These countries some of them are third world countries, have a better recovery rate than we do. But when I ran the numbers too, it says 5 point something million, sick overall, currently and overall, have been sick here in the U.S. 2.68 million have recovered. 169,000 have died. So there's 2.4 million-ish of that are unaccounted for. They're either you're telling me 2.4 million are sick now, or they just haven't labeled them recovered yet.
What was that one place they were talking about? How they just said fuck it and let everybody walk around. What was it? Like fucking like Sweden? Not Sweden. What the fuck is it? There's some country.
Yeah.
Like, just
I think there was a couple that did.
Like said fuck it. Like let's just
live life normal.
Live life. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, I get it, and I'm not saying that it's not a unique virus that could potentially kill anybody at any time, because it can. Yeah. But at the same time, are we gonna go through the rest of this world, the rest of our lives, just hiding from it?
Yeah.
Are we gonna spend our entire lives in our homes just waiting for something to come and find us? I mean, while I understand that there are some individuals in this world who are very susceptible to these kind of viruses, and they can potentially kill them. Absolutely, or not everybody has the same immune system. Some people have compromised immune systems and that kind of stuff. I get it, but are we really gonna sit indoors for the rest of our life? I understand. I do. I really want to sit there. I don't want to give people the wrong impression, but at some point we have to be able to overcome it and just realize that it's not something that's just gonna go away. It's not like fucking.
It's been over 5 months here.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think that sooner or later we have to kind of draw a line and go, what's more important, our economy or What I mean?
Well, because the economy is going to have a longer lasting effect.
We should be taking care of ourselves. I mean, that's really what the argument should be. Like, what are we doing to take care of ourselves? What are we doing to help benefit our health? Like, what precautionary thing? What are we doing to enhance that?
Yeah.
Like, why are we talking about stay indoors? Don't go outside.
Yeah.
Don't work.
Don't do this.
What about fucking take vitamin C or take medications. Take like fucking, take your daily vitamins and
boost your immune system.
Come on, kick ass, eat healthier, lose some weight. Like fucking, it's just unfortunate that we live in the world we do right now. And it's and unfortunately it's not going to get any better right away. So we're going to have to wait this one out.
Not with like how we want to cater to everybody. Like no matter what, like I'm the same way. Like I know like this is a real thing. Obviously, there are people that are more susceptible to it, which the science has proven. The science, look at the science. Elderly are. The
science rules.
Elderly are more susceptible to everything. Pneumonia, regular pneumonia. They're more susceptible to the regular flu. Like if you have the flu, do you go see your grandma, who's 75 years old? No. Because if you get her sick with that, she's probably going to die.
Like, come on, dude.
Like, that's just the thing. Like, people are like, oh, we have to look out for them and everything. I'm like, yeah, we do. But you should do that all the time no matter what.
Right. Whatever happened to just, like, normal day-to-day shit.
Yeah. Like, and so I've, like, run the numbers for Solano County and, like, Sacramento. Especially I did when Newsom reclosed everything for, like, first 14 counties before he closed all of them, including one that had his wineries there. Napa County, he didn't shut down at first. I ran Solano, Sacramento, and Yolo's numbers. 1% of the population of each county, out of all the population, had gotten sick. And I think 0.9 to 1.1% of each of those counties died of that. So 1% of the 1% died. Napa, almost the same exact percentages, and he hadn't shut them down. But, just happened to be where his wineries were. And then he's like...
But there's also the argument where like they don't know a whole lot about everything going on. I mean, they're constantly learning new information all the time.
Yeah, they're always changing it on us.
They don't know. I mean, they don't know shit. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And until we have some kind of a vaccine or something, and an understanding of what this thing actually does, we won't have it. We're not gonna have. We can test for it. That's great. Yeah. We can test for it.
We've had a ton of tests now.
I get it. You can test for it, but it's like it's weird. Like I remember back in November, October, everyone was getting sick.
Yeah, because they declared an early flu season, and a lot of people that went to the hospital for this type of flu, they weren't sure exactly what it was. And my grandma at one point was in the hospital for a pneumonia-like sickness that they didn't even know what it was quite. They thought she was going to die like this one day. Next day, boom. My grandma's getting towards 80, and that was like January when she had that. Mm-hmm. It was because like they still say it. It's so unrealistic and naive to think that a virus that supposedly its first case was in Wuhan in November wasn't here already in the state that has 8,000 Chinese nationals. Some of them, a lot of them from Wuhan, visit every month. Like it was here already. People were getting sick from it.
And then also the toll it's taken on. Like I mean, you've seen. Now we're talking about like how it affects not only us but like sports now.
Oh, it's
remember how
weird, dude.
It impacted so many. I mean, now I understand like fucking hockey right now is gold because they have playoffs right now.
Yeah, they're towards
they're playing playoffs. Like, can you imagine all those teams who are like, we don't ever make the playoffs? Like, I'm excited. This is shit. Like, they all get a chance, you know. But also, you know, it's more or less they had the whole bubble thing going on for the NBA. Everyone's in the bubble right now, so
Space Jam,
that kind of thing. Yeah. Football season's right around the corner now, so fuck God knows what that's gonna be like without fans.
It's gonna be strange.
It's gonna be weird watching a football game with nobody. I can't imagine what that would be like as a player, though, to go out there and try to perform
for years of having that energy that you get from the crowd.
God, I can't imagine the amount of energy that you would get, like the adrenaline dump and the rushes you would get just from fucking running downfield and you know scoring a touchdown or just making a pass, like just anything. You know what? It's just gonna be weird. It's gonna be really weird.
Well, yeah, you get pumped up from something like that when your crowd goes nuts because you just scored that touchdown. Like as a running back, whatever it is, your wide receiver. You're playing even better usually the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That's why these guys go off sometimes. They have like 3 or 4 touchdowns in a football game because they're pumped up. Like, and that's usually like at a home game. They're just losing their mind. They're loving the vibe that they're getting from the crowd. And now you're gonna have cardboard cutouts there too.
I don't know about the whole cardboard cutout thing, and I know I don't agree with it. It's just weird.
It's strange.
Like put a bunch of fatheads in the fucking stands. That's gonna make it better?
Yeah.
No, I mean. The energy, yes, is going to make an impact. I mean, so far, the only sporting event that I think that's done a really great job of maintaining and continuing to do what they're doing is UFC. Now, obviously, a lot of other events sports have done the same thing. But they're still continuing or they're starting up again. You know, soccer was doing it, and they're testing and all that shit. But so far, the only one that like stuck it in there, like hung in there all the time was UFC, and their testing. And their testing is really good too. They're consistent with their testing, and they've caught it. You know, caught guys who've had it, and they had to pull them off cards, and they did what they had to do. And I get it. Like
I mean,
they're doing what's right.
They're right all over each other in there, so that makes sense.
And you know what I mean. And the weirdest part is, you know, like when I think they did the first event, and then what was it? They're doing an event, and everyone got tested. And after they got tested, you know, they're like, okay, well, nobody has it, and then they would still the first one. They would have interviews right next to the guy. The first one, I remember that. They were like, remember Joe's like, it was like weird. They tested all of us and we're all negative and they still want us to be distant. So I just, the first, then the second one happened and then they started doing like the separation, like where one had to be, they had to put the headset on and all that shit.
Yeah, talk on different screens and everything, yeah.
Right. Which was kind of weird, you know, like, but at the same time, you know, they're professional. They're professional at it. So it's a lot better. Like I just watched Bellator. And this isn't a knock to Bellator at all because I like Bellator. It's a lot of fun. But sometimes they're just not as well like produced, I guess, or I don't know. I don't know if it's like the way they film it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's just moments of dead space. There'll be like be a fight and then it'll end and then they're like, you know, they'll stop talking and literally be just dead space for 3 or 4 like a minute or 2 minutes. And like they'll be unorganized going to the decision, like the cards aren't in right. You're like, fuck, is it really It's like fucking. There's literally no sound.
It's going to like your local redneck MMA fight and everything. Like, do we know? Are these cards correct? Who were the judges?
This writing looks like fucking.
Jim, this isn't you. Jim, you're not a judge today. We told you, Jim. Damn it.
You know, and that's what it was weird. It was just weird. You know, it's like they just. I don't know if it's the production team or whatever the fuck. You know, it just didn't have the same feel. And then
same vibe, yeah.
And then you know, hearing Joe and Dominic Cruz and not Ariel. What the fuck's his name? Oh my god, maybe it is. No, it's not Ariel.
Mike Goldberg. No, I'm kidding.
No, who's the other announcer? I can't think of his fucking name. The other one who does UFC.
I'm blanking on.
On him.
I know
right
his
now.
face.
God, he's such a he's awesome dude. I can't think of his fucking name right now, but he's the one who's like the main dude besides Joe. He's the other one who does it. He does like all the intros and shit like that. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's gonna drive me fucking nuts.
I'm seeing his face like right now in my head. Like I know who it is, but like I can't.
It's shameful.
I just can't think of.
You know, just going blank. It's cool.
We're such horrible fans.
God. We can't remember the fucking announcer.
Shame
on us. But yeah, man. On that note, ooh, big news. John Jones.
Oh my lord.
Stepping down from light heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
Man, John Jones. I don't know. I love this dude like completely, but he's like such a letdown so much with like just control of his like personal life and like everything that has to do with like I don't know. Like,
he's just a wild child, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a wild child, and you know how he deals with it is it's his own demon. He has to deal with his own demons every day, and that's just how it's gonna be. I mean,
how old is John Jones?
30. No, he's not 30. Maybe he is 30. 20 something. I gotta look this up now. Now I gotta look that.
No,
up.
The reason I was like gonna ask like that question, or I was asking that question, is because I'm like, well, you know, like in my earlier 20s and stuff like that, I was like dumb. Like I'd probably be making like a bunch of mistakes and stuff like that if I was like athlete of his caliber and like this world champion at like a younger age.
33.
Well, then there goes my argument, because I'm like, I've gotten more mature with my older age, but he's older than me. Shoot.
Yeah, but
he's changed a bit though. I think he's less now with old.
I think for the light heavyweight division, it's a good thing for a lot of the fighters in the light heavyweight division. It gives them opportunities because it's unfortunate, and it's not unfortunate. He just is a straight dominant motherfucker.
Yeah, who's gonna fight him in light heavyweight?
In the Dominic Reyes, I think should have got the rematch. He should have. He earned a rematch.
Yeah,
that was a very close decision.
Yeah,
and
that was
a
really good one.
Easily taken that if he had not slowed down towards the end of the round. He thought he had taken 3. It was 3-2 in his mind, and yeah, I think if he would have just kept pushing through, he would have got a win, and he would have been the first person to
push that full
legitimately
25.
beat John Jones. But that being said, you don't leave it into the hands of the judges, and don't I shouldn't say that, but like don't quit. Like continue to keep pushing yourself, because you know what, you never know. You never know.
You were saying,
until
he thought it was like 3-2 already to him and stuff like that, or like 3.
Well, he started getting tired towards the last 3 rounds.
Like I don't know, like he just needed that extra rush to like not slow down. He got to go all 25 no matter what, especially against John Jones.
Yeah, he's gonna
like
be tough. He's gonna be
who beats John Jones. You gotta man, you gotta give every
Matt Hamill.
Well, yeah,
Matt Hamill.
Yeah,
fucking 12-6 elbows, which are horse shit, but whatever.
Yeah, right. Well, Matt did a great job.
You can knee somebody in the face.
Like, I could win fights like that all day.
You know what I mean? Like, you can knee some motherfucker in the face, and yet that's whatever.
Yeah, I'll go in there and get elbowed directly into the face like that and win some fights. You know, see, Dana White, pay me. I will lose fights for you. I'll make it a show. I'll tell you that much. People will be laughing.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Isn't that why you're here?
Spaniard, Spaniard.
Yeah, right. Hey, I am Spanish. They can cheer. Yeah, I think that's what they cheer my name. Well, there would be nobody cheering because of COVID-19. So there goes my vibe.
Oh, man. But no, like I said, it's like I said, it's a good. I think it's for him as a fighter and him challenging himself. I think that it's a good decision for him to step down and then move up weight class. For one, he's been talking about it for fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
And he wants to. I think that's more or less what it comes down to, is a challenge for himself, because light heavyweight, he's gotten to the point now where he's taking care of his body a little bit better, and he's training right, he's doing everything right. Yeah, he still has his inner demons he has to deal with. Excuse me, but at the same time, he wants to take that next step in his career. So
I think it's gonna keep getting better with his as he's getting older too. The demons that he's battling and doing that kind of junk.
Right.
Especially going into the heavyweight, there's enough guys in the heavyweight division. He needs to be careful. He needs to definitely focus up more.
Those guys don't fucking play, bro.
Yeah,
they're killers, man.
They don't.
Jan Blachowicz or I can't. I'm saying it terrible for I'm terrible at names. So.
See, I would have just been like Blachowicz.
No, it's like
just mumble
Blachowicz or some of the fuck. Yeah, whatever. He was a
That's
guy
why
who
we're
just
not Bruce
cleaned
Buffer.
out. Right. No shit. No, he was. That guy's dangerous as fuck. When he took out Luke Rockhold, I seen that shit coming, man.
Oh yeah.
Luke came into that fucking fight super cocky. I mean, the dude's a great fighter. I mean, from what I've seen in his fights, he's done a lot of good stuff. But at the same time, in a way, he lets his ego get the best of him, and he thinks he's the best.
Yeah.
Thinks in sliced bread, and goes out there and just tries to do his I can handle this guy, and then gets cold clocked. I mean, he got fucking rocked.
Yeah,
in that fight.
That
He got
nasty.
fucking beat the fuck up.
It was nasty. It
And,
was really bad.
That was the wake up call. Dude, welcome to light heavyweight, bro. It's not fucking middleweight, and there's some killers in middleweight, dude. Killers.
Oh yeah.
And just vicious, monsters that can go out and just decimate people.
Yeah.
That's what, like I said, I don't train ever. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm just a big fan of the sport. But my God, I can't imagine, standing across the ring from someone like, God damn it. What was it? I think Brendan Schaub said it the best. He's like, dude, this shit sucks. You fucking train for goddamn, this long for someone who's trained to beat the fuck out of you.
Months.
Then you gotta cut hella weight to make weight, and then you gotta fucking, get warmed up, and the guy's right in the next room, just fucking ready to kill you.
Yeah.
You gotta go out there and not let your nerves get the best of you. Then you gotta fucking stand there while he comes out. Then they gotta read the rules to you and shit, and your fucking blood's flowing and all that stuff. And then you go out there and it's boop, knocked out, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
that was fast. I'd be awkward.
He's when I heard him say that one time on the podcast he did one time, I was just like, yeah, man, that doesn't sound fun. I don't know. You have to want to do that shit to do that shit. You have to want to be a fucking straight.
That's maybe where I'd have to pull a John Jones and start doing some cocaine, because I'd feel a lot better going in there. Because I'd be weird. I'd be like, okay, here you are. I'm me and you're getting ready to fight. I'd be standing in the cage like that. When we come up to each other and reading the rules, just look hella nervous. I want to be able, especially because I probably want to be that guy that's getting all pumped up with the music I got playing when I'm coming out there. I'm gonna have some ridiculous ass song, "Jizzed in My Pants" from Lonely Island Boys or something like that.
Cross eyes as across the room.
Down my drink while the rhythms boom. I would that's gonna get.
Thank you, Lonely Island, for that. We appreciate you.
I love you guys so much. But I'd be playing their music, or just parody music.
That would be fucking ridiculous in so many ways. I'm not sure Dana White would approve that. He'd look at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he would, but I can guarantee that people are going to watch me fight, because
no, it's
Sean.
I think it's called. His name's Sean O'Connell.
Yes, he does the
weigh-in. Is that his name? He does the funny ass.
He does those weigh-ins. He's in Bellator right now.
God,
he's hilarious.
He was blowing bubbles, and he does all these.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I think one of the first ones he did was the rock paper scissors, because they're both standing there, and he's just and then he wins. I was like, oh my God, I love this guy so much. One, he held up a piñata and gave the guy a stick and had him start hitting the piñata at the weigh-in. I'm like, this dude just loves what he does so much.
Hey, good for him, man.
Yeah.
He sees the best. He sees the best opportunity, and
And he's a really good fighter, actually.
For most part, he's just a wrestler by trait.
And I think he won their little Grand Prix
and
stuff.
For a while. I mean, like I said, he's entertaining. I don't know if he's a top 10 or top 15 or.
If I'm in that category, he's a top 10 for sure. That's why I say he's a great fighter.
Category for that, absolutely.
Yeah, overall in the world, he's a great fighter. In all of MMA, he's a Bellator great fighter, not a. Because sorry Bellator, I'm not knocking it, but you got Ryan Bader.
We're just talking shit over here.
You got Ryan Bader as
what do we matter?
Was it Ryan
talking
Bader?
Shit.
Ryan Bader's the heavyweight champion in Bellator, and look what Bader started becoming in the UFC.
Dude, that guy's a fucking gangster now.
I
mean, he was a gangster from the get-go.
I was always a fan of his, like no matter what.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate, like it just him when he fought John Jones. I mean, so here's the thing: he fought John Jones right when John Jones was like on his tear, and then and like on his tear to the title shot, and like fought him and fucking beat him. I think he got him like an arm triangle, or it was a submission. I can't remember what it was.
I think it was a submission. Yeah.
It was an arm triangle, or it was like something like that. And he fucking submitted it. He submitted it. It was or guillotine or some shit. I gotta look it up. But he
because I was going for Bader on that one.
Took care of Ryan. It was easy for him. I mean, in a way. And then right then and there, Shogun he was scheduled to fight somebody else. I can't remember for the life of me right now. I'm terrible at this shit. And
dude, there's been so many fights and it's been so many years we've watched this. So
and I just don't remember because my first like big fight I really got down with was the Bones Shogun's fight. That was like the first fight I actually got down to like watch and like, actually remember a lot of it. A lot of ones before that were just on a whim, because my buddy was really into UFC and he kind of got me going.
I was the one that got into it. Yeah, Forrest Griffin and
see, I didn't know any about that until later. That was the weird part.
I watched that season of Ultimate Fighter, all of it, like in the one day because I didn't watch it during the season. I watched like all the episodes of that one day, the build up to the finale, and then we watched that fight, and it was just like, holy crap, man! I love this stuff. Like this sport is awesome. And I was like, maybe I should do this. And then
you had a moment of realization and went, fuck that shit.
And I went, look at me. Do I look like a fighter? No.
You can. You can look
I can. I can look mean as hell. Like when I have my beard and like I got the evil eyebrows like this. What do you want? Like that. Like I can look scary. I'm just going to have, like I said, a hard time trying to keep that look, like a poker face kind of thing. Just like. I'm like, damn it! Now he knows I'm laughing, and then I get nervous or something like that. Especially if I look at John Jones, like, shit, this guy's gonna kill me.
Yeah, show no weakness. Show no weakness.
Like I'm going, what was it? I'm gonna break a record today. I'm going to be the first man to die on an MMA on camera, on pay-per-view. John Jones is going to kill me.
What was it on my YouTube video? Whenever I'm surfing YouTube, I have these fucking suggestions, like it says, hey, you should watch the video. And I always get like top 10 worst knockout, or not worst now, like top 10 fastest knockouts. And it's usually these guys, you like go in there, like they usually have like a fucking mohawk or like just kind of weird crazy hair, and they go in there and they get cleaned out. Just like fucking boom, like one hit and they're just sleeping.
I bet I could beat the record. Not knocking someone out, getting knocked out.
I think the Jorge Masvidal fucking Ben Askren.
Dude, it's so fast.
That was it probably was only 2 seconds. The only reason why it was 5 seconds, right? It was 5, I believe. It was 5 was because it took the ref 2 seconds, like 3 seconds to get there.
No, like he was dead.
The ref should have been.
He died.
Should have been right there the whole time because that shit was done. He should have called that fight the moment it fucking happened.
They needed to tape off that area because that was a crime scene. That man died at 2 seconds in. Like, people get shot don't even die in 2 seconds.
Fuck. It was bad, man. It was bad, and the guy still fucking hates him too. It's weird. Like he just beat the fucking piss out of this motherfucker. Like, I mean, I should say beat the piss. He literally just like fucking blew his I don't know. He just blew his head up.
Blew him. Not in the way you're thinking.
Not in the way, right. Make it fucking dirty. That's how it goes.
Get your head out of the gutter. It was not a blowjob.
Like, I mean, he showed training videos of him doing it, shit like that, which is fine. He expected Ben Askren. He's gonna wrestle you. It's just what's gonna happen. So he's like,
he knows
cool.
He's gonna go for
I'm
something
gonna throw a fucking knee into your forehead as hard as I can.
Yeah.
And guess what? Plan worked.
Could have been worse. Could be like Cyborg getting kneed in the forehead and caving in his skull. Oh my god, bro!
Oh man, that was
when
bad.
I saw that. And
Michael Venom Page.
I saw the
Michael Venom Page.
Yeah, I saw
that was fucking
the X-ray.
Did you watch the Did you watch the when Douglas Lima fought him? You know who Douglas Lima is, right? Yeah, bro, that motherfucker is straight up just like gangster as fuck. Yeah. So if you watch the fight, man, Venom Page is like he's a big. I think he's middleweight. I think he's middleweight, right?
Yeah, I think
middleweight,
so.
170. 185. Excuse me. And like he moves, like he tries to have that weird kind of like movement, and like I'm watching the fight, like I watched like a replay, I didn't watch the whole thing, I just watched that round. Yeah. And he's doing all this like movement and weird shit, and dude, he just catches him in this weird
Yeah.
And just sleeps him. Like, it's like he is out fucking cold. And I'm like, God damn.
Dude,
it's crazy.
Those ones when somebody's just completely, like, gone.
Don't play, dude. Yeah, Douglas Lima's no fucking joke.
No, yeah, that's for sure. Those ones where, like, somebody's just completely gone from getting...
Real deal.
From getting, like, hit like that. Those, like, it's so weird to always see the human body just, like, lock up or just be gone or something. Just drop and everything
and
from a
knockout. Your toes curl and all that shit.
Your nerves are still doing a certain thing or a certain movement. Like, I mean, guys are, like,
rigor
down
mortis,
there.
just like...
Yeah, their arms, like, sticking out for, like, a jab. Like, you know, they're just gone. It's crazy. But then there's also the ones who get hit where you think they're going to be gone. And they don't get knocked out. Like, I'll always remember still Diego Sanchez and Clay Guida fighting each other. And Diego kicked him in the face, and he went down. And Clay got up in like a second. He got kicked in the face, and his Neanderthal,
like 19 or like 20. I don't know.
Dude, that guy's cardio and everything. He was a nut job.
He got? That's a good one.
Yeah, he got kicked in like that fucking Neanderthal forehead he had. He looked like it's so easy a caveman could do it. I'm like, God, man, that guy's energy level in MMA and his cardio was ridiculous. Anytime he fought, I loved watching him. Loved him. And who was the guy he always ended up fighting that was like his little rivalry?
Which one? Diego Sanchez?
No, Clay Guida used to fight this dude all the time, and he wore the smaller shorts that were, I think, Mexican flag color. Herrera? No. Huerta?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, like they had a few fights against each other.
But Clay was just like always that monster that would go out there and just wrestle.
Yeah, and he had like this, like his hands were like this,
curled.
like always like. That's why he looked like he was like a Neanderthal, bro. He was a caveman, and cavemen are fucking strong. He proved that.
He's no joke, dude.
And then his brother went in the Ultimate Fighter as a light heavyweight. He is not Clay. I'm sorry, bro. You're not Clay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Hey, man, it's not everybody's thing, you know.
No.
As much as we love that shit, I'm not putting the gloves on.
I'll do boxing,
and I won't. Like I said, I won't. That's the one thing I will say that sometimes you know, people have like opinions on like how fights should have gone or whatnot, and I try to, like I said, I don't train, I don't do any of that stuff, so I try to keep my opinions to my opinions and not like make it seem like, oh, he should have fucking ducked under that, or he should have done this, or. Yeah, it's really easy to say that, but until you're fucking in a goddamn cage with a monster that trained just to beat the fuck out of you, and you're up against the fence and you're getting Habib smashed,
yeah,
or you're getting fucking strangled by Damian Maia, or you know you're fucking you're backpacking. He's backpacking you. You know, there's really no way to train. Like, there's no way you can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, I know this.
Yeah.
I know how it's like. No, you don't, bro. No shit.
We'd be tapping as soon as they get.
Shit,
they'd take us down, and we'd be tapping right away, like without even being put into a submission. Like, cool. I just get knocked down to the ground. I just tap out. Like, wait, you're done. Win. He didn't even submit you or anything. No, like he's on top of me right now. Like we're on the ground. Hey, I'm gonna lose. Like this is over.
That's like the thing, you know, with these fighters. Sometimes you just like it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah.
This is when you're gonna get strangled.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of time. That was the whole thing about Damian Maia, man. He just if and when. It wasn't if, it was when.
Yeah, it was when.
Once he got your back, good luck. Because he'll sit there and lean and weigh on you until you get tired enough to where you just let that little bit of form slip through, and then it's just
freaking anaconda squeeze.
That's it, man. And that's jiu-jitsu, bro. That's high level jiu-jitsu. Fucking straight up high level shit, man.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best like there's ever been for that. It was fun. I was just watching some of the old school fights and watching Royce Gracie doing his thing back in the day and showing up, you know, for like the little Grand Prix and like the early days of UFC and stuff. And like the day the sport changed and everything in there, because you know all these guys are like shoot fighters and kickboxers and
I gotta get
random sumo wrestler guy or something. You know, they had like all kinds of different like styles and stuff in there. And he shows up and takes them to the ground and just like beats the hell out of them or submits them on the ground, because nobody was like really ready for ground game. Like they didn't know what to do, and people were like, "Wait, maybe we have to study this, and like so we know what the heck we're doing."
Yeah, that's the weird part.
When it happens,
that's why the sports changed so much now. You have so many different styles now incorporated together, which tie into mixed martial arts. Whereas before it was like, you were really good at this, or you're really good at that, or you just happen to know a little bit of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, fuck, you have like 6 different trainers.
Yeah.
You know, you got jiu-jitsu, you got your striking coach, you got your grappling coach, you got your Muay Thai, you got you know,
you have
all
to have
this
everybody.
fucking. Then you got your boxing. So striking could be anything. I mean, you could I want to do boxing,
you gotta cover
and Muay Thai.
every single foundation.
If you know if that's something you want to get better at, and it's like so crazy how, you know how I've heard fighters talk about this before, where they'll do like they'll train really really hard on their grappling. Right?
Yeah.
And they'll spend a lot of time on that, and then they don't train as much on their striking. They go back to striking, and they're fucking tired.
Mm-hmm.
In the first 20 minutes, because they're like, fuck, man, I got so conditioned to fucking grapple now, and I'm fucking tired striking. And it's like, fuck, it's like a never-ending fucking battle.
Yeah, the human body, no matter what, can only take so much until there's like those random guys that have that cardio for. But no one, it seems like even no matter how hard we trained or something like that, we can do like 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. All of that as an overall for like, especially like a 25-minute bout, you know, like no, like it feels like nobody quite has the cardio if like you're really on the ground a lot of the time and you're up a lot of the time. Like, man, like I mean, scratch that. I mean, at the same time, it's amazing what the human body is capable of, but because like when the adrenaline's going, like obviously you can do some crazy stuff, but yeah, like I'm saying, like no matter the amount of training, a lot of that time, just at some point it just gives up. Like you get tired. Like you're saying with Reyes against John Bones. Like, he got tired no matter what. And he trained crazy on all aspects
I think he was the most athletic fighter that John Jones has had faced. You know, I mean, there's a lot of fighters he faced that were really, quick, fast, efficient. But Dominic Reyes was, like, the first fighter that actually was, like, a former NFL player. Like, he, had that kind of quickness, that kind of speed, and he had that kind of durability. I just think that preparing for anybody like John Jones is going to be hard. No matter what you do and how you prepare for him, he's going to be a difficult fighter to fight. He is he has the best, in my opinion, the best in-fight IQ ever seen from a fighter. He has the ability,
I agree with that.
The ability to assess something and in the middle of a round, reinvent the fucking wheel and figure something out to beat him. Yeah. And that is a very, very, very good trait to have as a fighter. And he does it so fluently. And he's able to read stuff, and he takes direction really well. Greg Jackson, trained him well, and he listens. It's just like Gaethje and his coach. I'm going blank again. I hate when I do this. I'm terrible at this.
I forget a lot of the names too.
No,
there's so many.
I'm really bad. That's why I have Tyler. Tyler's my guru.
Tyler's the name guy. He's like our Rain Man of MMA.
He legitimately is.
We should dress him up like that the next podcast and have him on here. Like that, where he's just like.
Well, he's usually here. He couldn't be here tonight. He's he's usually over here doing sound and shit like that.
Life and stuff sometimes just happens.
But. Here, let me look this up because it's gonna bug the fucking shit out of me. It's
definitely been amazing. Like I feel like really lucky that I started watching it back when I did, because I've seen when was that Ultimate Fighter season 1? Like what year was that? I think I was in high school.
I don't know.
I think it was like it might have even been like 2005, 2006. Because I'm pretty sure I was watching it here in Vacaville I moved in Vacaville in 2005. And I was watching. My cousin showed it to me.
Trevor Whitman. Fuck me. I can't. I fucking knew that.
It happens.
It's dumb. I hate it. I hate how my mind works sometimes. Unless I'm reading the shit 7 times a day, I don't give a fuck.
You know what you need to do? You need to take one out of Joe Rogan's book. You gotta get Alpha Brain. Helps you with your memory, like names.
Are we fucking promoting now?
We're like. Hey, yeah, was it DNA Talks?
Highlights.
Sponsored by beer. And water. And fire.
Fuck, speaking of beer or a drink, I'm going to make a drink.
There you go. Good idea. I'm just going to entertain the masses. No, one of the things, the points I was going to make too was the thing I've liked about watching MMA over the years so much is watching the crowd's reactions to actual ground game. Is that when somebody gets into like half guard, when they were just in full guard and they make that move and now they're in half guard, like people now cheer for that because they know that's a move that's you're getting in a better position. You're in a superior position at that point, and then you're on your way to getting a mount. So I like seeing that. I like when the crowd actually makes noise for that. Of course, we don't get to see that right now. Which, when you're done with that, too, I had a question about that. We were talking about football with the crowd and the adrenaline and the pumping up. Do you think any of the fights that we have watched recently with no crowds for UFC would maybe have possibly had different results if there was a crowd and they were in a regular stadium?
Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, absolutely. But to jump back into what you're saying, about how the crowd is more involved with that process. Mm-hmm. And that's because of how big the sport's becoming and how we talked about mixed martial arts and how it's grown from what it was to now, and how people are starting to realize that the sport's not just about getting cleaned out, knocked out, which people love. Yeah. But it's exciting now. I mean, we love anywhere else in the world, it's like anywhere else you go, like a lot of places, like if you go to, they said China, Japan, or wherever they're going, people watch shit. Like Sweden, like out in Sweden, fuck, dude, like they did a show out there, or a UFC out there, and like people watch the fights, and they watch them in silence, absolute silence. Yeah, absolute silence, and it's weird, it's eerie. You're like, what the fuck? That's why remember how that dude who was like fucking twist, he's like kick him in the dick,
twist his dick.
Well, that was the dick twist. I watched the video of a guy. He's like, kick him in the dick, and like the whole crowd laughed and the fighters laughed. So it's like that's how quiet it gets. Side note, but that's how quiet it is, and that's how people watch it now. What's happening is we're getting a lot of people who are getting more involved and actually learning more about the sport and going, okay, there's steps to this. This is like the steps that, they're getting more involved with that process. They're like, oh, cool, he's getting in a side control, or he's getting in a half guard. He's moving through, he's passing the guard. Oh, he stepped over. Now he's in half guard. Oh shit, now he's switch over. Now they're 50-50 or people understand that a little more now because they're actually watching it and being more involved with the sport, which is good for the sport. So that's what I like about it. I like that involvement. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's good because all it's going to do is promote the sport more, make it bigger, and make the fans be more a part of that, and overall make them love it more. You know what I mean? Definitely.
No, it's definitely been an interesting road watching it all come together to where I think about the fighters now and the fighters of back in the day I've watched and everything like that. It's like the sports evolved so much, and the men, the guys that we have as champions right now, John, like you're saying, John Jones, with that intelligence he has in the cage. I'm gonna say I think he's been the best for for that strategy and the intelligence in the cage, and with what's currently happening, what he needs to do next, while he's in there each round, he's the best there's been, I think, ever. That's my opinion.
I think he is pound for pound the best fighter that the UFC has ever had. I mean, the only other person in an argument with that would be Demetrius Johnson. I mean,
that's true. Demetrius was amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, and that goes to show that's a hard and they have pound for pound rankings and that kind of stuff. Other female pound for pound, obviously. Oh my gosh, Amanda Nunes, who's a fucking beast.
She's a monster.
God bless it. I mean, she's fucking fantastic. She's a straight fucking G, bro.
She's definitely the best female fighter there's ever been in general. And so her and John Jones, I think, are on the top pedestal. They got the gold medal right now. Yeah. They're up there.
And also after after just watching Stipe Cormier 3, seeing that go down the way it did, which go Stipe. Kudos to Stipe.
Hell yeah.
Huge fan, Stipe. Keep it up. I love him as a champion. He represents the sport really well.
He's a great dude.
I love what he does for a living.
Yeah, right.
Fucking fighting fires right now. We could use him right now, but
yeah, we might need your help.
Come on down. Come on down to Cali. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah, DC's living.
OHIO, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think there's even a freaking fire close by. I think to where DC is a wrestling coach at Gilroy area. I think there's a fire down there too. So Stipe, man, you owe DC, man. You poked him in the eye pretty bad.
Poked him in the eye.
I mean, you both did, but but
unintentional.
But DC was looking all weird and stuff. His eyeballs are turned sideways. I do love Stipe Miocic though. Like am I saying that?
Stipe Miocic.
Miocic.
I guess it's pronounced any way you want.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought you were like a straight up Russian, like like you were like talking to Mr. Vic. John the Vic is here, Baba Yaga, and then you're like, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Like I'm like, well, this guy's like a normal person from Cleveland, Ohio. Like this is interesting.
He's the guy.
And that's what I love about him. Like he's like so like post interview, like with Joe. Hey, Steve, how's it going, man? Oh, I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. Like he's just he's like a regular everyday kind of guy. Totally just like, I'm tired, totally I'm like ready to go home, get some good sleep and stuff and relax and go to work probably in a couple of days and fight fires and save lives.
And that's a very admirable thing.
Yeah.
It's like, was it David Goggins? You know that guy is that super motivational guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He's always like, stay hard, motherfuckers. Yeah. Stay hard.
Stay hard.
He's out there doing push-ups somewhere, probably in Ash right now, just fucking eating this shit for breakfast.
Yeah.
He's running in fucking flames. Stay hard, motherfuckers. He's probably fighting fires right now. Yeah,
He's staying hard in
I heard
flames.
that. He fucking fights fires for like in his spare time. Dude's a fucking millionaire. And in his spare time, when he's off.
He's like a volunteer? Or
he
like,
volunteered firefights.
Like
he fucking goes in there and fights fires and shit. That's fucking crazy.
That's
I'm like,
badass, dude.
that's awesome. That's an awesome human being. That's fucking great. That's a great human being. Fuck yeah. Go you, David. Go you, motherfucker.
We need more people like that. That's for sure. I'm not gonna do it. I mean,
but
I have enough problems breathing while I'm doing a podcast.
But like I said, on a good end note, I was gonna say, what is your verdict for? Obviously, we're going through a crazy time. What is your verdict for this upcoming event coming up in October? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you suck. And secondly, it's Gaethje versus Habib. Habib.
That's the October one?
October 24th.
I thought that was sooner. Oh, wait.
That's a big
I forget. We're also like in the end of August almost already.
Yeah, I know.
And that's like 2 months away.
Oh, fuck. We got our trip coming up next week.
Yeah. We're only...
Tahoe.
like literally a week from right now, we're up there. Like doing this, basically drinking and talking about the world and
what we live in
MMA
right now.
and stuff and what we enjoy. And, well, when I say what we enjoy, I don't include the fires. But that one, that's going to be interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's technically not the big one.
It's not the.
That's not the.
Oh, you mean the big one's Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.
Don't even get me started on that fucking thing. There's technically it's not the next one. It's the next big one. I don't. The Pablo Costa Stylebender fight is coming up. And I believe that is.
I think the rest of that card was kind of
That's the thing. They make these fucking bomb ass like great fights like the headliner, and then the fucking undercard's like what? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I want to watch that fight. I'd love to. I'm gonna watch the fuck out of that fight, and I think that's in September.
Yeah, I think so.
September.
I think, yeah.
September 20-something, 26th, 25th.
Yeah. I think we were talking about that last weekend during the Miocic fight. Yeah, like you were saying though, like the fights, like the co-main event, like of Cormier and Miocic, like O'Malley, right? O'Malley, Sean O'Malley. He's a character.
He's a character.
Though.
He got kicked, man.
And
got his fucking that numbness in his foot, and that shit. I believe that shit happened.
Yeah, it buckled while it was back, and then he stepped forward, and then it rolled.
Yeah, because he couldn't feel it.
Yeah, he did.
Numbness.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what happened because it happened to Henry Cejudo when he fought Dimitri, or when he fought.
I really want there to be a rematch of that,
right.
but like at the same time, like I don't think that should have been a co-main event.
Either way,
like of I don't know. Like I'm interested in like what's been the mindset lately of these like lining up these fights. Now, granted, I don't know if everybody is cooperating and wanting to fight because of the COVID-19 stuff, and some of them don't actually even want to mess around with it or whatever it is. But maybe that's part of it, or what? Like I don't know.
Either way, it's got to be tough being a matchmaker in the UFC.
Oh yeah.
Let alone just doing anything else.
Yeah. Some of them are like pretty much out there though, like where you're like, oh, this is gonna be an easy one to put together, and then they won't do it sometimes. You're like, what? Like this was like.
Whatever happened to like fucking badass fights every UFC? It was like everything was stacked 100% of the time, all the time.
Dude, yeah, we've been in here where we like, oh my god, every fight on pay-per-view is like some epic one of like some of the best fighters, like, and it was all one. Like, you could even they put it all like on one card, and then the next one would be like two, but they still have like two like really awesome fights, and like on that next one. And then now it's like there's one really awesome fight, and then everyone else is like, they're all great fighters no matter what. Like, 'cause, obviously they're doing something we can't, and I don't want to. I want to watch, and I'll feel the pain from afar. But I don't know. That's just like the caliber of like what I'm expecting from it has not been there as of late. So hopefully the cards start getting a little bit better as maybe COVID disappears or whatever,
Right. And it's going to be either way. Either way, the COVID thing's going to really shut everything down. It's going to be a struggle no matter what.
Yeah.
We're going to be dealing with this shit for a while now, so we have to just kind of deal with what we got and then go from there. And I hate to say it that way, but that's just the way it goes.
I have a guarantee that November 4th will happen, the presidential election, and watch, all of a sudden, COVID-19 is just going to drift away.
Well,
come on.
Find that little.
Well, because we're still catering to small numbers. Like, one thing I was going to bring up earlier was average number of ER visits is now at over 98% of the ER visits, just over, are non-COVID related ER visits.
Interesting.
Less than 2% of ER visits are COVID in the United States. So we're going to cater to the less than 2% of visits to ER.
We live in a weird world right now, man. And that goes to show, anything can happen in America.
Yeah, lightning storms and fire tornadoes in California. I think we're the first place. Yeah, California is now the reason for the only ever warning of a fire tornado in the United States history. Like, what?
What happened to us, America?
God's going to burn us in hell. Maybe that's what's going on.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming out, spending some time with me, hanging out, having some drinks.
Yeah, I'm about to get back home so I can breathe again. This smoke is killing me.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me,
Thank you, absolutely. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. TNA Talks. We'll see you guys next time.